Yo, what's up guys? Aiden here. Really excited to do a trade recap on the two stocks that I've traded today. It's my first four-figure day since joining the pack, so really happy about that. I have had four-figure days back in 2021, quite high four-figure days, but that's a long time ago and my situation has changed quite a lot since then, and I'm trading with a much smaller account. I will do a video explaining my journey over the past 5 years in detail, but for now, very happy. This is my first four-figure day in like 2 years, and my small account is growing nicely. Let's have a look. Okay, let's have a look. So I took three trades today on two different tickers. The first ticker was FFIE. I have to thank France Pants in the Rolling Wolves chat room for this one, because I wasn't aware this was setting up so nicely for a first green day, but she posted it in chat, and then I had a look at the chart and it was pretty much ideal for me. So when I was alerted to this, I had plenty of time. It was like an hour before the market opened, so I had plenty of time to figure out exactly how I wanted to approach it. But this ticker is somewhat of a meme ticker, not too dissimilar from GameStop. I think it was running in sympathy with GameStop at one point. So I missed the reverse split pump. When I saw it split, I was very adamant. I had a lot of conviction in that it was going to run, but I began to doubt myself at some point when I was watching. I think Clover Trading, I think Kai was talking about shorting it out of the open because it was having these huge dumps in the morning. I can have a look on the 10-minute chart if you jump to the intraday chart. So after the split, I think he's referring to these pulls, and he thought it might have one on this day. And that made me begin to doubt my thesis, so I didn't trade that. But when I saw it run, I was sort of not surprised whatsoever. But today, looking for a first green day, I love sort of it kind of almost had one here. Well, that is technically the first green day. And so I was a little bit put off by that, but nevertheless, I knew that this stock had a lot of eyes on it, and so there was a good chance it would bounce. So when I looked at the daily chart, I could see that initially I felt like this had always gapped down, and so the trend change would have been the gap up. However, I saw here that this did have a very slight gap up, so that also made me doubt whether or not it was going to have a first green day. So if we go back to yesterday on the minute chart, we can see here, this is yesterday, this is today, this is yesterday. We can see here on the minute chart, it did begin to have, I'm confused. It did begin to have a gap up here, and it opened green, and then it had this flush. So I wasn't 100% convicted that it was gapping up. If it hadn't had this, and it had opened red every day prior, I would have been a lot more convicted. But I still felt this could run, and I started in at 154, very small size, risking this low of day here. When it had this pullback out of the market open, it had a very small pullback. I sort of loaded up here, and then it looked like it just pushed here, but if you were watching it second by second, it did pull a little bit. So I loaded up. I had an average of 349, I believe. My profit target was 5, which was here because of this level here. I did sell along the way, and my best sell was 490. I did feel as though, knowing that this stock has so many eyes on it, and knowing the sort of huge moves that it can make, I did feel that it probably would push higher. But I'm still working on my patience with selling, and I'm pretty pleased that my best sell was 490, as that is an improvement for me. I made for $600 roughly on that, so I was pretty pleased. So yeah, I was really pleased. And then after this trade, I was trying to do my best to sort of control my emotions and not give back the gains that I had made. I checked. This was the big percent gainer of the day, WISA. If we look on the daily chart first, it has got a history of running. We can see that it can make moves. This day here, it had this big volume. You know, it made a move from one. Well, yeah, it's a big move. It's like 500% over the course of 2 days. So, or 400%, something like that. So, yeah, I did sort of. I checked the filings. It didn't have an ATM or anything like that, but it did have a lot of warrants priced at 0. So I was a little bit cautious with it. So when this, so I took a loss on this at first. I took 2 trades on this. So when it had, I was trying to, so obviously it has a pull in the morning, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. I thought it might triple bottom here. So I started buying here and then I cut straight away. Took like a $50 loss on that. However, when I saw that it didn't really break down, it tried to, but it couldn't. So I was very clear in my mind what I wanted to happen. I wanted this to have a push back over to roughly around 205, which it did, and then come down. And I wanted it to hold this low here, 201, which it didn't initially. So I bought here, and then I cut half of my position. And then when it had this bounce, I re-added, risking like 2 really. If wide risk for me would have been, what's this low, 199, which is a very, very tight risk. I risk getting shaken out and it holding here, but my thesis is that it couldn't break down and then it reclaims a previous low, which it did. So then it was a matter of patience, like how much patience do I have? I sold far too much of my position here. And then before I know it, I think I sold up to half my position here, which is way too much. You know, I needed to give it time for the trade to plan out. My best sale, and then before I knew it, it was just boom right through, and I didn't have time to sell too early. Really, I think I got all off in. My best sale was like 290, but yeah, there were sales like all in here really, and I made, I think, around 500 on that. So finishing the day, well, it's still the day. It's only 2 hours into the market, but currently just over $1,000 in profit. Really happy with that. And I had a trade yesterday. If you want to go back and watch it on, it's on a previous video. I can't remember the ticker now. It's, what is it? CNFR, and my thesis was correct, and I doubted myself. So today, I had it in my head that if the trade was there, I was going to take it, and I'm pleased that I've done that. So, yeah, hope there was some value in this one for you. My job now is to protect my gains. I plan on closing the computer and going for a walk, because it is the biggest win that I've had for quite some time, and I can tell that I'm a little bit elated. So I just want to walk away and not do anything stupid, and come back later and see how things are. Okay, cool. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.